What's up, everyone? Yo, what is poppin', man? Yo, what is poppin', man? What's going on, man? What's good, man? Hey, it's a nice day out here in the Burgh, man. Nice day out here in the Burgh. Just got off of work, nice long day. Took a week off. Took a week off to get a little settled in, and here I am. You know what I mean? But y'all thought I was done? Thought I was done? Nah, I told you guys before, man. When God blesses you, man, you never ever want to forget that blessing and stop praying. You never ever want to do that, though. You want to stay consistent. I said that in the other one of the videos, man, when I was on City Island, talk about the journey and the path, though. Very, 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 very important, though. Can't stop and I won't stop, you know what I mean? Still maintaining. This time, man, I'm in my pajamas. I'm in my pajamas, man. I'm in my pajamas, family. I'm in my pajamas, friends. I'm in my pajamas. Just got off work, man, straight in my pajamas, man. So, chilling, man, maintaining. The first video. Got my new pad, though. I'm on my balcony. You know what I mean? So, I ain't gonna turn the camera around, not too much, though. But, can't allow a lot of everybody or a lot of people to really know where I'm at, though. But, that's the most, straight G stuff, man. We know that from the hood, though. But I'm on my balcony, you know what I mean? Got the blinds open, letting some air through. Chilling and maintaining, man. It's a lot I want to talk about. It's a lot I'm gonna get to, man. But hey, first and foremost, man, God is good, man, all the time. All the time, man. God is good, man. God is good, though, man. So, one of the things I enjoyed today, this morning, man, is, finally waking up after doing that 10-month stretch, finally waking up and seeing one of my children, man, up in the crib sleeping like a baby, you know what I mean? And it's been 10 months since I experienced that, 10 months since I experienced, waking up, going to work, and seeing one of my children, though. So that right there was a blessing. That right there started off my day, man. On top of God waking me up, like that really just put the icing on the cake, man. So, me and my daughter chilling, man. Had a nice, good day down there at Cusstown. I'm gonna talk about that too a little bit, though. But it's a lot I want to talk about. Man. Stay puffing. True estate, man. Factory smoke, sun grown. Stay iced out, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We're still doing this thing, man. Staying iced out. Tree of life around my wrist. CFN. Wanna know what that stands for? Came from nothing. I came from nothing. I couldn't wait to put this chain on. I couldn't wait to rock it, man. I definitely came up, though. So, came from nothing. I came from specifically nothing. And that's what I did, man. I worked hard, did what I needed to do. And like I said, I'm on my own balcony. You know what I mean? I'm on my own balcony, man, chilling, maintaining, looking good and smelling good as usual, man. And when I say that, I really say that, man. I got the tobacco vanilla on, the straight oil, man, from my man Sonny over there at Klein Plaza, man. He looked out, man, gave me a bottle, man. It is what it is. Looking good, smelling good, man. Big Leo energy up in this piece, man. Beast out of the cage. Wiz is completely unhinged. Completely unhinged. Don't tell me my God don't work, man. Don't tell me my God don't move mountains. Don't tell me my God won't make a way out of no way, or even a way where we won't see it. It is a way, or no way at all. God's gonna make a way. You're right. I'm completely unhinged. I ain't in the car that way. I ain't on the island that way. I ain't chilling in no parking lot, trying to sleep, trying to get some rest. Man, I'm in my own pad, though. You know what I mean? I'm in my own pad, though. You know what I mean? So, God is good, man. You know what I mean? God is good. And, like I said, I ain't gonna let y'all in there yet, though. I'm still, still in the I got some stuff, though. I got my couch. My theme is green, white, gold, marble. You know what I mean? So, got my fireplace up in there. Just put all that together, though. During the, last 7-day stretch, green fireplace. It can hold about 75, 80-inch TV. I'm gonna get a 75. Why not? The green corduroy cloud couch with the 2 ottomans. Chilling and maintaining, man. You know what I mean? Got the marble circle round carpet. You know what I mean? 6 foot. I'm gonna get a little bigger one, maybe 8. Why not? Got my dining room table, man, all glass. I told you guys maybe about a couple years ago when I was still on the island. I said, when I get a crib, you can look at the post though. It's on F-Book. I said, when I get a crib, man, my table's gonna be nothing but glass so it could be transparent. So I can see if anybody hands is jumpy up under my table. Got a glass table. Green velvet and gold chairs, man, with the marble carpet up under it though. Keeping it 100 up in the dining room. Washer and dryer, man. 2nd floor. Dishwasher. 2 bedrooms. Everything that I basically wanted. Everything that I basically prayed for, man. My God is good. See what I'm saying? Christ is good all the time, man. And definitely, man, Palm Sunday, all that, man. Yesterday, yo, Christ is risen. Christ is risen, man. It's definitely, you know, especially on this beautiful and glorious day, man. Beautiful and glorious day out this piece, man. Wiz is completely unhinged, man. Once again, looking good, smelling good, man. You know what I mean? The gray hat goblin up in this piece, man. Gray hat goblin. Gray hat goblin up in this piece, though. That's another one of my aliases. Thought about that today. Gray hat goblin. You know what I mean? You know, so then, you know, that's how I'm rolling, though. So, like I said, looking good, smelling good, man. You know, got some pictures up on the wall, though. I'm going to start working on, you know, my boys' room, all my children's room. They all going to share it. It is what it is, though. But, you know, everybody going to have their own space. And, you know, doing what I'm doing, though. But, you know, couple things, though. Like I said, man, I took the week off last week. You know what I mean? To move up into my pad, though. And, you know, so I get all settled in, man. You know, I had packages and stuff coming, though. But, you know, so basically how it started. You know, basically how it started, man. Like, you know, like I told you guys, man, I was definitely praying. You know, I was definitely praying hard. I got discouraged, you know, a few times. I wanted to be, like I said, I wasn't really saying too much around that time, but, you know, the testimony's here, though. So, you know, it is what it is. Pretty sure you guys want to know the deal, how God worked. From a buckshot, from a pellet, man. I'm here to tell it. So, yeah, so the whole time, man, I've been basically praying, you know, for a pad in the area, right where my children is at. And that was the initial place that I wanted to come to. You know, I wanted to be around here, you know, so just be around my children, you know, so when I'm here, they can get off the school bus, they can come over, they can stay the night. They stay the night, they can go to the school bus, to the bus stop, go to school from here. And just be in the area, though. Just be in the area, because, I mean, I work a lot, though. So, you know, trying to get somewhere, you know, out and about or a little bit out the district, it just would have been tough because for real, like, only got, like, 1 day off of the week. And that's, like, Sunday for real. So, you know, I get off of work at 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, on Sunday, and then I got the rest of the Sunday. So I only got, like, 1 day. And then after that, so Monday rolls around, then I got to get ready to go to work in the morning, though, from 8 to 4. And then, you know, I got like, you know, Monday evening, Monday night to chill, but Tuesday starts right back over again, you know what I mean, for the, you know, for the 11 to 7 joint, though. So, you know, that was tough. You know, I didn't want to just like get my kids for like, you know, a couple hours and got to drive all the way back and go drive all the way back, get ready to go to work, do this, do that. You know what I mean? So I was really praying, though. I was really praying that, you know, I get in the area, you know, around my children, where my children is at. Because, like I said, that was my ultimate goal, is to be around my children. And I prayed, though. You know, I prayed. You know, I put in the, you know, the application fee. I did all that, was praying. And then for some reason, there was a glitch. I know nothing about the glitch. You know, the ladies at the young ladies at the office didn't know anything about the glitch. So, you know, and obviously that was the time when I was doing the videos, man, a couple times, you know, especially when I was in the locker room, when I said I was like feeling a little discouraged, man, because I'm like, y'all don't know what's going on. See what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, so I was like feeling down. I applied for some other joints, didn't go through, you know, put the application fee over there, didn't go through. Application over there to another spot, didn't go through. So the whole time, you know, I'm just praying, you know, just praying, man. Taking my worries, man. You know, we go back to Peter, you know, Peter 5, you know what I mean? And, you know, and they talk about casting your burdens, I believe, man. Oh my God, man, once again, man, I forgot, man. I'm like so excited though, man. And I just read it again. I just read it, man. I just read it, man. And, I'm gonna definitely clarify that again though. But basically the scripture I've been standing on, the whole time in 2026. But I cast all my worries, man, cast all my cares, to Christ, and I just basically just said, God, man, just let your will be done. Let your will be done. And only thing I could do is just take it to the altar. Take it to the altar, man, pray to God, man, and the whole time, man, cry my eyes out, man, like, God, you just do your thing, man. Do what you need to do. And then so I just let it be that. And but big ups to the young ladies in the office though, man. Like, they was really keeping me up in the loop. Definitely keeping me up in the loop. So, it was dope, man. It was dope. It was dope, man. So when I finally got the call, like when I finally got the email, first thing in the morning, it was like, yo, Myron, you're approved, man. Here's the welcome letter. Like, I dropped. I was going to the bathroom, like I dropped. I basically dropped. I got emotional. And it was just oh my goodness, it was just so, like, just burdens, just heaviness, just weight, all that, all that was just lifted. But it was still all of that was keeping me going, because I was really trusting God. Like I was saying though, with the whole storm and all that, man, like, it was a storm. It was a trial and tribulation that I was going through, and I kept on trusting God and trusting God and trusting God with that though. And the power of prayer, man, the power of prayer is no joke. Like, it's no joke. Like, it's definitely no joke, man. Like, when you praying, man, like, God's going to move. God's going to do exactly what he's going to do. And I said it before, and I said it time and time again, if you praying righteous prayers, man, and you try to make righteous moves, God's going to honor that though. And once again, even though that your prayers may be on point, your prayers may be good and righteous and all that, and you may have your way of thinking, and rightfully so, because like I said all the time, man, like, we're human, so we're going to have our own insight and our own input about what's going on in our current situation. And but in the mix of all of that, in the mix of trying to figure that out, in the mix of just trying to put it all into perspective, God can still move. So like I said, man, I was projecting myself to sleep in my car for about 1.5 years, 2. But I also said, like, but God can still move within that time. God can still move into that time frame. So definitely on point. Once again, 13 minutes up in this video. Obviously the first 20 seconds, or the first 20 minutes, is on IG. So everybody's watching on IG, man. Who still been watching me, man, and appreciate you guys' support, man. Definitely appreciate you guys' support, man. So the rest of the video is going to be on YouTube. I usually load it up on YouTube, and definitely check out the rest though. So I might not get to the certain points that I want to get to in the first 20 minutes though, but if you guys really interested, man, and really want to see and really want to know how God moved in this situation, in this time in my life, when I said this time, and just stay tuned, just stay tuned though. So but yeah, God's going to move, and that's the main thing that I still steadfast on, the whole time in prayer though, man. 10 months, 10 months, like 10 months though, like, and that was the time in between living at the men's mission. I'm gonna also do a video about that as well. And then leaving the men's mission, for the next, 5 months, and just thugging it out on my car, man. Just thugging it out though. So, but yeah, so when I got that welcome letter that day, man, it was like, yo, is this real? Like, this is surreal though. Like this is surreal. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it though. Like, God just basically, like, astounded me though. Like, man, everything that I prayed for, fam. Like, everything that I prayed for though. 2nd floor, 2-bedroom, fresh paint, fresh carpet, man, all that though. And how it really came about when it came down to this specific spot where I'm at right now though, for real, God basically blessed me with 3 places though. 3 places though, and I'm gonna tell you how that happened though. So when I initially got the welcome letter though, the welcome letter said, congratulations, your apartment is going to be, you know, I don't know, I think it was E somewhere, you know what I mean? And so I was like, all right, cool. E, I'm on point. So this is what the welcome letter said though. And so I'm like, all right. So then I'm getting on PP&L, you know, so they said you got to get all the services and stuff, man, renter's insurance, all the services and all that, you know, started up and all that, you know, your mail, get all that switch. So I did all that. I'm like, yo, all right, apartment E, let's roll. Moving on the 20th. It's popping. It's on the popping. Let's get it. Called PP&L. Got everything over there to apartment E. Then, you know, UGI, then to apartment E. And then, you know, renter's insurance to apartment E. I didn't quite order anything yet as far as like, you know, my items and what I wanted though, you know, because it was still very early up in the game though. It was just a welcome letter. You know, I still had to come up with the holding fee and all that other stuff. And like I said, I stayed, you know, good amount of cash just for that though. And then, so, you know, so for the whole week, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm in like apartment E, you know, didn't really tell my children though, just basically told them like, you know, I got it. I don't know where's it at. But, you know, I got it. It's time. You know, it's time though. So and then I come in. You know, I come in with the holding fee. You know, the holding fee was like, you know, $200 or a couple hundred. Came in with the holding fee, and you know, it was already solidified from there. So when I came in that Saturday with the holding fee, I basically already signed the lease. So the lease was already signed. I already signed the lease, got the holding fee, did all that though. But when I signed the lease said another apartment number. It said apartment F, somewhere else. So I'm like, yo, I thought, what happened to apartment E though? Like, I don't know what's going on, but I ain't gonna complain. I'ma just go buy the joint that's on the lease, right? So then I did all that though. So I'm like, all right, apartment F. Apartment F, drove around, figured out where it was. I'm like, okay, it's in the cut, man. It's on top of the hill. All right, I could dig it though. So, you know what I mean? So for the whole week, even when I did the video, man, when I was unhinged in my bag that day, I was actually in front of the apartment building, you know, when it started raining that day. I was actually in front of the apartment building, man, scoping it out, checking out, man, see who's coming in and out as far as my future neighbors, you know. So I wanted to see, man, if I was around, you know, anybody that's green, you know, an alien, or, you know, I don't know, any stray dogs walking around. I just want to know, you know, I just want to know what's popping, though. You know, I just want to know, you know, just want to know who's all up in the vicinity. See what I'm saying? So I could be on my P's and Q's. I don't want to be taking nobody's parking spot, you know what I mean? But I also want to earn mine, you know what I mean? So I'm scoping out the whole joint, and I'm like, yo, the window's open. Can't really see. It's on the second floor, though. Can't really see, though. But it's like, yo, there ain't no movement, though. Like, you know, what's going on, man? Like, what's good? I don't see nobody, like, no people out here cleaning it, you know, doing nothing. You know what I mean? Doing nothing like that, though. But I'm still scoping it out. I'm like, yo, this is my pad, though. You know what I mean? It's about that time. So I'm doing a countdown, man. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, I'm doing a countdown. In the midst of doing a countdown, you know, so now I'm saying to myself, oh, I'm about to, you know, we at 19 minutes right now. The 19 minutes right now, though. So it's already getting good, man. But like I said, everybody who's watching on IG, man, I'm gonna load up the whole video up on YouTube, man. The YouTube link, man, Words of Wisdom, man, on the IG page, man, right over there. Just click on it, though. But once again, you know, like I said, for IG, everybody, man, if you guys did go ahead up to YouTube, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys' prayers, man. Hey, if you guys want to come chill with Wiz, man, you guys want to come chill or whatever, man, hit me up in the inbox, man. You guys want to say what up, man, come chill. Yo, let me know. Hit me up in the inbox, man. We can have some dinner, man, chill, watch TV, whatever the case may be, though, man. So, you know, just let me know. You know what I mean? Let me know, though. So I don't want no weirdos, man. I don't want no weirdos. So, you know, just let me know, though. I definitely enjoyed you guys' company, man, and really talk about it, man. Stay fellowshipping and letting Christ be Christ, though. So, all right, man. Peace out, IG. All right, still hit it up on YouTube, though. But, yeah, so I'm scoping out, I'm scoping out the I'm scoping out the pad though. I mean, I'm scoping it out. So I'm like, all right. So I'm already solidified now. So the pad's already up in the lease. Now, what I'm about to do is start ordering my stuff. So I got everything. Everything is up in the Amazon cart. Total like 1,300. I was like, I'm good. That's what I want. I saved it all up. And then so when I did that though, so the first thing that I basically ordered was the bedroom set. I could not wait. Like so the bedroom set was basically that's what my coworker was holding for me though. The bedroom set. I had got the bed, ordered a bed, and just a couple nightstands and then a dresser though. So I wanted to get that first. If anything, I wanted to be in the bed, and I did though. So I got the bed that I wanted. Queen size. My room isn't that big though, but I gave the bigger one to my children. So I got the smaller one. So I was able to fit a queen. I could have put a king in, but I wouldn't have really no room though. So it's cool. It's cool though. It's only me. So yeah, got my queen size. White like corduroy type of joint. Got a fireplace. I got a fireplace in the headboard though. So like I said, man, when I feel a little bit more comfortable, when things are a little bit more up to par though, I walk you guys through the pad though. I walk you guys through the pad, but like I said, man, I'm just, that's all I can really show right now at this particular point though. So, but yeah. So then I ordered the bedroom set, right? And then but come to think of it, I'm like, yo, where am I going to put it though? You see what I'm saying? Because like I was supposed to move in on the 20th, and then some of the items was coming on like the 17th or the 18th or the 19th of March. But I really had to get it. I've been looking at that stuff in my car for a long time. It was all on sale, but I just said forget it though. If I gotta sit right here after work for a couple hours before I go to the other job to get my stuff, throw it in my car, then I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna just figure it out, and that's what I did. That's what I did though. So all the bedroom set stuff came on around like the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, and that was good. But I ain't really order all the big stuff. I ain't ordered the couch yet. I ain't ordered the dining room table, all that dope. So I got an itchy trigger finger. So I had an itchy trigger finger, So I'm like, yo, the closer the day gets, it can't get any closer though. But I'm seeing the stuff in my cart on Amazon, not in stock anymore, or only one more left, or hurry up and buy, or whatever. So I'm like, yo, man, we gotta move this closer. Like, the days gotta roll. So I think about Thursday morning. I'm sorry. I went in Thursday night. That week, last week, went in Thursday night, and then Friday morning, I ordered all the stuff. So I ordered all my stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. I got one more day. So everything's going to come around the day that I move in, and I'm going to just take the rest of the week off so I can get everything put together, though. And that was good. That was Gucci. It was cool. Everything went through. Boom. I got my stuff. Friday rolls around. Get off of work. Do my video. You guys see me, man. Beard a little straggly, though, but look at me now, though. I'm good. Cool. It's all cool. It's good. It's good. I'm cool. Cool. Still looking good, smelling good, man. Glowing like crazy, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man, when you trust in God, man, and when you in God, man, you got a different type of glow in you, man. And you got a different type of voice and a different type of swag, man. So definitely looking good, man. Definitely smelling good, man. Definitely feeling good, man. The gray hat goblin up in this piece, man. So chilling on my porch. But so I did the video. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. I was really trying to contain myself. I really didn't want to let so much out around that time, or in that morning, though. In the morning, I didn't want to let so much out, though, but just enough, just enough that you guys can pick up what I'm putting down and read in between the lines, though. So everybody that watched that video, man, on IG, Fbook, YouTube, man, whatever social media platform I'm on, man, over 300 something views or something like that, man, I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. I really do, man. Just don't watch the 5 and just only watch like 5 seconds to 5 minutes and start judging me, man. you know, for real. You know, I'm 21 and over, 40 and over, 30 and over, and I'm about to be 42 and over though. So, you know, but yeah, you know, that morning, you know, that morning was the day I was so filled with emotion. I was so filled with peace, man, joy. Just to know that I'm getting the keys to move into my place. You see what I'm saying? Like my place though. So as soon as I get done doing the video, you know, I come over here to the office, 9 o'clock sharp, man. I come over here to the office, and so I go into the office though, and then so the young lady's like, well, you know, you ready to move in? I'm like, yeah, you know, it's moving time. You know, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's roll. Let's do this. Let's do this. And so but she couldn't find the keys. So the young lady couldn't find the keys. I'm like, she was like, well, Myron, you know, just bear with me real quick. I'm like, all right, you know, I'm bearing with you. You know, like I'm bearing with you. So you got to understand, I've been bearing for 10 months. You know what I mean? Like bearing in the car, you know, bearing everywhere else on couches and floors at the mission and everything else in between those. So, you know, I got a little bit more bear in me, but, you know, this bear's about to, yo, come on, you got to tell me something, though. So she was like, well, Myron, we can't find the keys. I'm like, all right, you know, she was like, give it 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, cool. So she called up the maintenance dudes, man. She called up the maintenance guys. The maintenance guys come down and was like, come down to the office. She was like, well, you know, the maintenance guys had the keys. I was like, all right, cool, you know, so hand them over, you know, let's do this, you know what I mean, let's do this, though. But she was like, but here's one problem. I said, hold on, like, what do you mean, like, a problem? Like, we got a problem? Like, we cannot have no problems. There's no way on God's green earth that we should be having a problem right now. No reason at all, no excuse. And but she was like, yeah, we got a problem. And I was like, so what's the problem? She was like, well, apartment F that you was going to move in is not done. Like, what do you mean it's not done? She was like, well, there's no carpet in it though. I'm like, really? But I can still move in though, right? Like, if the floors is on point and the floors is smooth and all that, can I still move in? She was like, nah, it's the policy. We gotta have the carpet in there. I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me though. So now in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, I just ordered like $1,300 worth of stuff now. Like, you know, my couch, my fireplace, all that though. Everything that I just named in the beginning of this video, all this heavy stuff, glass tables and chairs and velvet chairs with, you know, gold and all. Like, yo, no. Like, I have stuff coming like now, like right now, like in transit, like right now. She was like, all right, well, look, come back in like an hour. I said, all right, you know what I mean? I'm going to come back in an hour, though. So she was like, all right, you know, I'm going to find you a spot. You know, everything that you still wanted, second floor, 2-bedroom, all that. So I was like, all right, cool. I gave her 2. I gave her 2 hours, though, 2 hours. And, you know, so I come back, take my son to school. You know, I come back, everything's in my car, man. I'm ready to unload. You know what I mean? I'm just, stuff is all piled up now. I got all my bedroom setters up in the car now. So my head is like hitting the boxes and the boxes is like shifting around over with the dishes and then the TV and then my sneakers and then, you know what I mean? So everything's all like shifting and falling around. So like I'm driving, I'm holding one box and got my foot on the other box though. So I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? The scully falling off the head, man, the cigar hitting the boxes and all that. So I'm like, yo, man, I hope she got something though. But when I came back in, you know, she was like, she had it. Keys was there. Keys was there. You know, keys was there. I had to sign a lease again with this apartment on here, apartment D. And that's what I did though. You know, that's exactly what I did though. And you know, yeah, so, you know, think about it though. You know what I mean? Think about it. Like, God basically put up 3 apartments though. Everything that I prayed for, all in the same area where I wanted to be next to my children and all that other stuff, man. But the first apartment, it wasn't for me. I don't know what was wrong with it. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was vacant or somebody got it. I don't know. But obviously that apartment was not for me though. And I was saying the whole time, God's gonna move on his time and he's gonna put me where he want me to be. I don't know. I don't know the neighbors up there. I don't even know. So I don't know nothing about it. That's neither here or there. But obviously God didn't want me in that spot. I talked to a couple neighbors at apartment F, you know, so they basically like, you know, they stopped me back after like a couple of days, man. They just looking at me like, yo, who's this dude, man? Like sitting around, just like looking at the apartment. So, you know, one of the young men, he came up and was like, you know, so are you moving upstairs? I said, I supposed to. And I, you know, I told him the gist of it. And so he was like, oh man, you know, that's crazy. But he was like, but it definitely smelled like dog up there. So, you know, they've been up here like cleaning out the carpet and ripping stuff up because that, you know, was dogs upstairs. I was like, yo, so that really explains it. So that's why I didn't get up there, because it was not ready. It was not ready for me. The apartment was not ready for me. Due to whoever was up in there before, it wasn't ready for me. So by me saying I would have just let me move in any old way, I would have did it premature. I would have probably moved into a place that still smelled like dog, place that still wasn't ready, you know, a place that just wasn't for me. But, you know, considering the situation, considering, you know, the impulse and the excitement and the joy and the peace of knowing that I'm finna move, you know, why not? I was definitely feeling that way, you know, definitely feeling that way. I was like, yo, I just want to go in. But, you know, it wasn't for me. It wasn't ready for me. See what I'm saying? So that was revelation. So those two apartments, you know what I mean, that came up, man, E and F, like they wasn't for me. You know, it wasn't what God wanted me to be, or it wasn't where God wanted me to be, though, for whatever reason. And I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know anything about apartment E. It's neither here or there. Only thing that I knew about apartment F is where it was at, and you know, what the young lady said. And then so then you know, so then she said, well, I mean, you're right there. So, you know, basically just I said, where? So she was like, yeah, look out the window. So you're right over there in that spot. I said, cool. You know what I mean? Cool though. So where I'm at, I could basically see everything, man. I got a nice little view. Second floor, I'm in the cut. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, second floor, 2-bedroom, man. I'm in the cut. Got everything I wanted, man. Fresh carpet, fresh paint, man. No nicks in the wall, everything's on point. Everything was operating. Washer and dryer is up to date. I didn't try the dishwasher yet, but you know, yeah, everything's smooth. You know what I mean? The floor is not being turned up, or the wooden floor or anything. Like I said, the carpet's on point. Everything is just fresh. Like it was just fresh. I moved in, and I had everything from my car. Everything from my car, though. It was amazing how much stuff was inside my car. It's amazing how much stuff was inside my car. And so, but I was hauling around that, man, all that stuff for like the last 10 months, man. You know, I was definitely hauling all that stuff around. And you know, yeah, so it was definitely becoming rough, man, and tough though. So God showed up, man. Like God showed up. When God showed up, and he also showed out. You know, you gotta always be positive, man. Like, you know, you never stop praying for God to guide you. See what I'm saying? That's the power of positivity. Never stop praying for God to guide you. You know, never stop praying for God to do something in your life that he's going to turn around and he's going to make he's going to make it a testimony. He's going to make it a blessing, and he's going to make it a simple, abundant life. You see what I'm saying? A simple, abundant life. And that's what us men got to think about, man. That's what we got to be striving towards, though. Y'all see it, men. You know, men, like, hey, God did. You know, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. It's in his word, man. It's in his word. It's in his word. Go to his word. Go to his word and pray that word upon yourself. Pray that word upon your situation. Pray that word upon your children. Pray that word upon your worries and your despair and anything that's stopping you from elevating, man. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. All these battles out here is really not meant for us to battle, man. I said that in the other video, man, in the spiritual realm when I was up in the locker room. Yo, let God handle that, man. And he gonna handle it. He gonna handle it, man. He gonna send the angels down to war for us. And he's gonna get to it, though. He gonna get to it. Like, God is gonna get to it, man. The angels is gonna get to it, man. But you gotta continue the war. While they warring and doing all the fighting and slicing heads of the demons and all that, man, only thing you gotta do is war with your mind, your spirit, and your prayer life. And your attitude. How you all that. Just the main mental aspects though. You know what I mean? The spiritual, the mental, and the physical. See what I'm saying? Continue to be staying up in the weight room, man. Continue to be getting your body on point. Continue to be, eating good, man, and continue to be working out. Continue to be walking. Continue to learn and continue to gain knowledge. Just on history, just on life, man. Just knowledge on the flower. Knowledge on a quarter. Just knowledge, just whatever knowledge it is, man. You always want to start. You always want to continue to keep on, learning something new, man, and training your brain to learn something new. And that's what the word does, though, man. So, our God that we serve, man, my God that I serve, my God that I serve, man, he's everlasting, man. He's all knowing. See what I'm saying, though? So you never stop praying to God to, to stop. You never stop praying to God so God can guide you, man. Like, continue to be praying to God, man, so he can guide you. Like, he can guide you, though. He basically did that with me. We know the story, man. If you guys go back and watch the videos, man, like, you know how I was feeling, man. You know how I was looking, man. Like, you guys know the situation, though, for the most part, though. See what I'm saying? Like, for you guys that's been watching me, man, like, and I appreciate it, though. You know what I mean? So you guys really see, what was going on, how I was feeling. That was rough. It was not easy. Like, it was not easy. I ate in my car. I slept in my car. I prayed in my car. Hey, listen. Had me a pee bottle in the car. It is what it is. And keep it 100. See what I'm saying? And when I had to handle my business, man, I had to go buy something at Sheetz, so I could be a customer instead of a squatter. You know what I mean? And go use the bathroom and do what I had to do. So no matter what the situation is, man, like, no matter what the situation is, like, God is going to move, and God is going to continue to do something, in us, in our lives, man. But we got to continue to allow God to guide us. But we had to be efficient and proficient to go inside his word and go inside his spirit and go inside his love and his encouragement to walk in that very same thing that we are praying for and that we want in life. See what I'm saying? And, that's what we got to do, man. It's very, very important that we do that, man. Very, very important that we do that, though. So, and like I said, man, like, don't think just because I got the pad, man, like I'm good now. Like, nah, I'm not good. Like I said it in the video, man. This is just a checkpoint. I got way more further to go in this journey. I got way more further to go up in this path, right now, though. So I got way more to go. It's just a checkpoint. It's just a checkpoint. Get me started, get me back on point, establish my own residency. You know what I mean? Keep on building upon a relationship with my children, man. All of them going to have keys. I have not did, they all haven't been over though, but, my older ones have. My daughter's been chilling with me, man. So she's been staying the night with me too, man. We be kicking it, man, watching movies and all that. So I've been schooling her, man, still teaching her, man, still training her how to be a great young lady, a great young lady in Christ. Continue to, show her and teach her how to grow. And things like that, though. So, that's what my place is for. It's definitely for restoration. It's definitely for a retreat. It's definitely for a restart. Just for a re. So, rewrite. Just rewrite and just add on to history, man. Add on to, that love that I got, for my children, man. And like I said, just continue to teach them and train them, man. So this right here is also a hub and a place for them to be and come, even away from their busy lives. See what I'm saying? So, that's why I got it. That's why I got the tool. That's why they all gonna have keys. I told them, only thing they gotta do is just let me know when they coming and going. That's it. See what I'm saying? They just keep the place clean. Don't let me come up there and see somebody up there ain't supposed to be up in the pad though. You know what I mean? I don't want to be going up in the secret stash, man, grabbing Myrna, the burner. See what I'm saying? So, you know, that's another reason why I can't let a lot of people know where I'm at though. So I don't want nobody try to run up on me, man, get a little itchy though, man, cause that ain't gonna happen though. So this place is locked down like Fort Knox. You know what I mean? If I hear anybody knocking on the door that I ain't sin, I ain't going to it. Right? If I hear the door open, that's because I know it's one of my children or somebody that I allowed with a key to come on in. So places locked down like Fort Knox, man. Not a lot of spirits is coming up in this joint. You know, it just ain't happening. It ain't rolling. It ain't rolling like that, man. You know, not having all these, you know, just whatever, you know, that just ain't happening though, man. So, you know, my pad, man, is definitely on the foundation of Christ, man, and he showed out in God, man, like they showed out, man. They showed out though. So, yo, it definitely is a blessing, man. It definitely is a blessing. Definitely is a blessing. Like, definitely is a blessing, man. Listen, you know, those days when it may be a argument or a miscommunication or misunderstanding, man. Like those days when, you know, my stuff was out there put on the porch, man. It's done. You know, those days when, you know, my clothes was put out in the porch, man, in trash bags, man. Done. You know, those days when my sneakers, man, my J's, man, like my Nikes, my Air Maxes, my Bally's, you know what I mean, was, you know, throwing on the porch, man. Say, come get them, or I'm going to throw them away. Days is done. Jewelry I had, man. Clothes here and there, you know what I mean? Eagles football, man, that was signed by like a few Hall of Famers, man. Dick Vermeil, Brian Westbrook, Fred Barnett, Sean Landetta. You know, that was on the porch, man. That was all tossed in the trash, though. So them days in my clothes, man, being on the porch and I can't pick them up and put them in the car, though, because I ain't got that much room, you know, and they being thrown in the trash, man. Days is done. You know, them days is done. You know, the days where my stuff is being set outside in trash bags, man, when I was a child, and even now as a grown man, them days is done. It's not happening. Them days of saying, like, you know, get out, you ain't on the lease, or get out my house, get it. Them days is done. Them days is done. Days is done. Myron ain't doing it no more. Wiz ain't doing it no more. Buddy ain't doing it no more. Napoleon ain't doing it no more. See what I'm saying? I ain't rolling like that. B-Wiz ain't doing it no more. Buddy Love ain't doing it no more. My Money ain't doing it no more. Buddy Money ain't doing it no more. You know what I mean? The Great Hat Goblin ain't doing it no more. I ain't doing it. And it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. No more. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Only time somebody going to throw my stuff outside is if I got to get evicted, and that ain't going to happen. Or if I decide to throw it out myself because I'm going to get new stuff. Other than that, man, them days is done. And I said it. I said it before, and I said it again. The next time I get a pad, man, my name is going to be on the lease, and my children's name is going to be on the lease as well. And them days is being thrown out and told to leave and get out and get out and get out. All that stuff was even happening when I was a child and followed me all the way up to my 40s. You know, so you know how much pain, you know how much burdens I was carrying, where I was still living in trash bags, man, where I was so traumatized and so much still in survival mode that I was even still having my stuff in trash bags even when I was married. You know, because at times I was still thinking like, yo, if we argue or whatever, then I don't know if my wife is going to say leave and get out. You know, wasn't anticipating it though, but, you know, I wasn't walking around just saying, well, yeah, you know, my stuff is in bags simply because of that. But nah, it was just because I was still dealing with, you know, being survival mode, man. That was still traumatizing, you know. And then so when things like that happen, and when I just grabbed my stuff, man, I just grabbed it. And then it's like, well, see, you know, now I look back at it, and this is one of the reasons why I kept my stuff in bags when I was younger, or even as a grown man, though. So, you know, that stuff was tough, man. I was carrying it around I was carrying around so much hurt and so much pain, man, so much in survival mode. Like, I didn't even really think that my wife really understood. My ex-wife at that, my ex-wife. But my wife at that time, I don't know if she really understood, like, how much trauma that was, though, and how much it was, it was tough. It was really tough for me to take a leap of faith, in Christ, to let that aspect go. And I believe that also still played a role in being divorced as well, though, because maybe she did probably try to say something, though. Maybe it was probably in a way where I didn't know how to take it, though. But, but if she did, though, and if I was still, looking like how I was looking, though, I was just only praying that if that was the case, to go back, though. If that was the case, man, I was just kind of hoping and praying that, man, she just still had patience, though, and just really understood. And we just really had that talk about, why stuff is up inside, the bags and all that, though. But it was at one point, though. It was definitely at one point where, I did have all my stuff in the dresser drawers and all that, man, when we was really up, together, though. So, but, man, no more. I mean, like no more. Like, no more. My stuff is going to be thrown out. No more. Like, no more. I'm going to be told to leave just over an argument or a misunderstanding or something like that, though. And you want to know something else, everybody? You want to know something else? I wouldn't even be the one to tell anybody else to leave either, to be honest, though. Now, I mean, you really got to be doing something hardcore, though. Like, you really got to be up on my pad, really disrespecting me or disrespecting my children or, really off the wall, though. But if we having a misunderstanding, man, miscommunication, a disagreement, something that got a little bit of tension to where either way I could just come out on the porch, chill. You can come out on the porch and chill. You can get your little space, and that's all well and good. Man, that's cool. See what I'm saying? So I don't got no art. I don't got no bad bone in my body like that, man, to really try to revent, what happened to me all out of anger, just so I can, put that on somebody else. So I definitely ain't rolling like that, man. That's not me. So, God definitely did, so much in me that, I'm better than that. I'm definitely better than that, though. So, but, yeah, power, positivity, man. Never stop praying for God to guide you. Never stop praying for God to guide you. That's positive. Like, that's straight positive, though. 47 minutes on the video, man. 25 seconds. But yeah. So that's basically how it happened, though. That's how it happened, though. And it's all God, though. Like it was all God. Like, it's all God. God came through. God came through. Like a 10-month stretch. Like, I've been through a lot. Like, I've been through a lot, though. Like, I've been through a lot. Like, I've been kicked out a few times, though. One time, I did leave. I did. Once again, it was a miscommunication thing, a misunderstanding, though. But yeah, the last couple times, I mean, once again, over misunderstanding, miscommunication, misinterpreted, things like that. It was, I was just told, just get out my house, get the F out my house or whatever, though. So, but I say all that because it is, though, even though I was mad and still peed off about that, and that's the truth, that definitely is the truth, that's the truth, though. But I'm gonna definitely shine light on that, on that truth, though. There's always still room for forgiveness, and that's who I am. That's who I am. It's not hard for me to forgive now. I know before in my life it definitely was, but it's not hard to forgive. Because that's one of the things that can eat us up. As a cancer. God really wants us to forgive, man. He don't want us to have bitterness against nobody, though. You see what I'm saying? He don't. You know what I mean? So I definitely forgive those, in my life. Seriously. From the bottom of my heart, though. God is my witness, though. I really forgive those in my life who did tell me to leave. Who did pack my stuff out. Who did pack my stuff up, put it out there on the porch. Who did throw my stuff out there in the dumpsters and the trash cans and just threw it out there in the street, man. Like, I forgive those. I don't want to go down the line because it's not worth it, though. I gave all them names to God, though. But just know, from the deep upon the deep, like, even us men, You know, even us men that been through it, that experienced it, man, we still cannot hold on to that unforgiveness, man. We still can't hold on to that bitterness. Otherwise, God's not going to do what he's with you know, what you want him to do or what you praying to do. For real, I really don't even think I would have had got this spot when I got it, though, if I really didn't forgive or really just let go of what was really going on. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it all happened for a reason, though. But, you know, within that reason and within them storms and them trials and tribulations, though, like, what do I have to do, man? I had to stay locked in. You know, I had to stay locked in. I had to, like, really stay locked in and do what needed to be done to reach this pinnacle in my life, though. You know, so, you know, 42 years old, man, starting over. You know, that's huge. You know, that's huge, though. And then, you know, still with my health, man, still got my mind, man, still got my brain, man, still got a relationship with all my children, man. Like, you know, it's just, it's a blessing. Like, it's a blessing, though. Like, it's a pure blessing, though, man. So, you know, I'm telling you, man, don't sit, don't stand, don't, you know what I mean, don't get in a canoe, don't get into the Titanic, don't get inside a Maserati or a car and tell me that my God don't move. Don't sit right here and tell me that my God don't move mountains and he don't make a way. Like, God makes a way. I'm telling you guys, man, God makes a way. And when you put all your faith into Christ, man, when you submit to Christ, man, and when you continue to pray, man, and walk that straight and narrow, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy at all, though. But when you get into the things of Christ, though, man, never stop allowing God to guide you. Never stop allowing God to guide you, man. When you get into God, man, like, and when you get into Christ, man, he's going to take away them burdens, man. You see what I'm saying? A Pilgrim's Progress. Take a look at that movie, man. That's one of my favorite movies, though. I remember my ex-wife was watching that when I was going to work back in 2014 when I was working a night shift, man, 12 to 8 at PP&G in Carlisle. And I always wanted to know what was that movie about. My man was running around with, I thought it was potatoes, like sweet potatoes, like with like roots and, you know, carrying on his back to him. And those was burdens. I really didn't even know. And still to this day, man, that movie really impacted me. I don't even know how much my ex-wife really understood. You know, because at times, man, she'd be like, man, you ain't even watching and paying attention. But little that she know, man, I was watching and paying attention. Especially when I seen stuff and heard stuff that I can really use and that I really needed in my life. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if she probably wanted me to catch on every single thing, but, you know, I caught on to what I needed to catch on my time, on God's time. So, because I needed that for that specific time. So that movie, man, The Pilgrim's Progress, man, definitely check that movie out, man. That reminds me of, it reminds me of myself, you know, like the guy, like the man Christian, man. He left his family, man, burdens. Everybody saying, you know, he a nut for running around. He should have just go with all that, man. So definitely check it out, man. I encourage you guys to check that out, man. Pilgrim's Progress. And the movie Courageous as well. You know, Courageous as well. It really impacted me, and it really you know, it really impacted me, and it really inspired me to really understand how it is to be, you know, of a man of Christ, a father, a kingdom man as well, though. So I definitely encourage you guys to watch the movies, man. The Pilgrim's Progress and Courageous. So I still hold on to those two movies, man, still to this day, man. But it's The Pilgrim's Progress, man. So I had so much burdens on my back, man. Like, so much burdens on my back, man. And through that whole 10-month stretch, man, like, I just kept on praying to God, man, to release these burdens, man. Piece by piece, man. Precept by precept, man. Root by root. Leaf by leaf, man. Twig by twig, man. Trunk by trunk, man. Weed by weed. Like, it was just, though, you just have to, though. So, like I said, once again, man, if anybody watching this right now, man, who know me or whatever, man, listen. You know, you guys told me to leave. You guys told me to get out. You guys bagged my stuff up. I forgive you, man. See what I'm saying? I forgive you, and I still love you guys, man. I still love you guys. I forgive you guys, man. You know, I would definitely look forward to you guys inboxing me, man, sending me a message, man. You know, telling that you want to get, you know, I definitely take housewarming gifts too, though. So, you know, definitely take housewarming gifts. So, you know, you guys won't make amends, man. It'll be even better with a candle or whatever. It don't even matter, though. But, definitely inbox me, man. You know what I mean? My guys out there, man, family, friends, man. Anybody who's solid, man, who I know who's solid, who know me, who know I'm solid, man. Definitely inbox me, man. I would definitely like to have you guys here as company, man. Like I said, man, we sit right here chilling, man, puff cigars, man. Chill, man. Just chill, relax, man, and just talk about whether if it's the good old days, man, or what God's going to do with the good old days up until now, moving in towards the future, man, and what God's doing in their lives right now, though, man. So, man, I definitely want you guys to stay encouraged, man. Definitely want you guys to stay encouraged. I enjoy doing this video, man. Like I said, first video, man, in my place, man, on my balcony. I'm really out. Like I said, I want to show you guys though, but I don't really want to do it though. But like I said, if you guys can get a little glimpse, you guys can get a little glimpse. But it is what it is though. It is what it is. But yeah though. But other than that, man, once again, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And and I do want to say though, so being off of work last week, so all my packages came. I had to wait at apartment F. You know what I mean? For my packages to come. And I got them all. I got all my packages, though. One thing I had to return. But as soon as I came back to work, though, man, much love. Much love, man. My captain said there was a couple cats, man, that's in my building or whatever, whatever up in the city, man, who, whatever. Just watched the first 5 minutes and was like, yo, man, Myron's off the wall. And so then my captain was like, nah, if you guys really watch the whole 20 minutes of the video, man, you will see that he's really giving honor to God in that video on the 20th when I did it in the morning. He's really giving honor. It's a testimony if you guys is really paying attention, man. And that's what we do as people too, man. Like we get so busy to jump the gun. That's our problem though, man. We get so busy and so yancy to jump the gun, to try to bring somebody down, man. Like, yo, I'm the last person somebody want to bring down, man. Like, I was already brought down in so many ways. Like, I was brought down in so many ways, though. So why would anybody want to, like, bring me down? Why would you want to bring down anybody, though, man? Like, why would you want to, speak crazy things upon my life, man, and try to get me all caught up, man? Yo, for what? You know what I mean? And then another thing, man, that's really been keeping it 100, man, ain't not near nobody even heard me cuss or even really drop no name bombs, man. So I've been doing nothing but really just trying to keep it classy, man, and keep it 100, though, man. Even if I do be unhinged in my bag at times. You know what I mean? I still be having respect for the people and not tying into certain conversations or certain topics. Like I said about forgiveness or those who let me go. You know what I mean? If you guys want to go around and connect the dots, that's on yo. The dots is already connected with me. So I don't got to connect any more dots with that. The only thing I need to do is connect my forgiveness to God so God can connect my forgiveness to those who I forgave. And he's going to work in them and let them know like, yo, Myron, Buddy, Wiz, My Money, you know what I mean? B-Wiz, whatever, you know what I mean? The Gray Hat Goblin done forgave you. So, reach out, talk, and, make it right because that's what we got to do in life, though. So, but big ups from my captain, man. Big up from my captains, man, for sharing the thing of yoga with me, though, this morning. Congratulate me, man, and basically sticking up for me in that aspect, man. Basically letting everybody know that I've been through a lot, that I was carrying a lot of burdens, man. I cried. I've been through a lot, man. It was painful. It was painful. Like, it was not easy. I'm telling you guys, it was not easy at all. It was not easy. It was not easy. But I still got my health. I'm still sane. And I'm still here. And look what God blessed me with, though. You know what I mean? Like, look what he did, though, man. So, I've been through a lot. And like I said, big ups, man. And, for the guys, man, and for the person, man, that hooked me out. It's anonymous, though. Definitely is anonymous. It really is anonymous. No, real rap on that, though. For hook me up with a, $50 gift card, man, so I can get a couple things, though. So, like I said, like, I don't have no problem with nobody helping me out, man. I don't, like I said, at times it may not be pride if I don't want it. But, if you really coming righteous, man, if you really coming from a place of love, man, that's what you're going to get from me. Like, you're going to get love, man. You're going to get admiration, man. You're going to get respect, man. You're going to get encouragement as well, though. So you just ain't going to come over here and be in my presence and not leave with something. You know, not leave us something that you could be like, yo, man, I learned that from Buddy, man, Wiz, Myron, whatever. You know what I mean? The Green Hat Goblin, whatever though. So, yeah, man, and I always been like that, man. Everybody who kick it with me, man, from the past or present, man, present to the future, like, man, y'all know, man, like y'all know I'm a down to earth dude, man. I'm cool, man. I don't do all that weirdo stuff, man. I ain't with all the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff no more, man. Them days is old, man. So, you know, you guys know, man, when you sit right here and kick it with me, man, like we chilling. You know what I mean? You listen to some music, man. We chilling, man. We reminiscing. And we just talk about the good old days, man, and we talk about what's to come. You know what I mean? And how we overcame many situations. Not certain, but many certain situations in our lives, though. So, man, that's huge. That's huge, though. But, you know, like I said, man, those who's watching on YouTube, man, appreciate you, too, for looking out for me, man, for putting, you know, for categorizing, summarizing my videos and what I'm saying, though, man. Appreciate you guys for that. Appreciate IG, man, for allowing me to use that platform as well. I know a lot of people really don't mess with YouTube no more because it's considered an old thing. But, you know, like I said, I'm just getting started, though. So I still got a lot of love for YouTube. I learned a lot of stuff from YouTube. And for real, for us millennials, man, like, you know, YouTube was our thing. Like, that was our thing, though. Like, when YouTube came out, just like any platform, like, everybody's all on it, though. So, you know, I'm not really too much worried about, you know, being, you know, just being so, you know, IG fortified and technical, you know, for the most part, though. I do post a lot of my stories, though, you know, on the story, though. And, you know, like I said, when I post the stuff on the stories, man, like, it's truth. It's truth. It's truth. And those are the things that, you know, later on in later videos, man, like, I'm going to be talking about. You know what I mean? I'm going to be talking about, like, those are things, though. Even when, even when the young ladies is talking about how important it is to be treating men. You know what I mean? Like, that's important. And then even the men. You know what I mean? So all that is important, though. All that is important, though. But I definitely appreciate YouTube for summarizing my videos, man, and allowing me that platform. It was dope, because when I told them I appreciate it, I got a message right back, and it was like, congratulations, Wiz, man, you doing what you doing, I appreciate it, though. And yo, that was huge, that was big. And like I said, man, you know, those who's like watching me, man, if you guys is really watching out of love, though, if you guys is really watching out of love, man, and just really understanding, you know, my journey and my path, though, and what I'm becoming and what I'm trying to do in life and what I'm trying to do as far as encouragement, man. And like I said, encouraging young ladies as well. But like I said, mainly men. You know, us men, like I said, we always get the short end of the stick, man. We do. We get the short end of the stick. We get the short end of the stick, man, when we're being divorced, when it comes to child support, man. You know, relationships, being kicked out of the crib. Like, we just get the short end of the stick, man. So many men in my situation and even had it worse than me. See what I'm saying? Worse than me. We didn't have any assets or any businesses or nothing like that, though. So I could just imagine the other men out there who had businesses, who had cars and the dogs and all that other stuff, and all that's gone. Like, the female just took it all. So I couldn't even really imagine that part, though. I couldn't even really imagine just the man working that hard, though, and just splitting everything 50-50, man, 60-40, and just say, just take everything, just let me see my children. You know, so I couldn't even imagine it, though. So I even look at my situation, and it's so humbling for me because I know that there's somebody who experienced it, you know, more than me. I know that there's somebody who experienced it, you know, more rough and tough than me, though. So I have admiration for that. I have admiration for you, men. You know, you men who's still able to walk, you know, still able to walk and talk and breathe, you know, even in your guys' situation, though. But to those who still dealing with it, man, like for those who is still depressed, man, and dealing with it, listen, man, it's time. It's time. It's time. You see what I'm saying? It's time. It's time to walk in Christ, man. It's time to just let it go. It's time to just let it go. And if you got to start over, man, you start over. You start off being solid, man. You start over with your prayer life, man. Start over with your spiritual life. Start over with your mind and your body, man. Get up in the weight room. Get your weight on point, man. You may not even be able to come out here and lift so much. You only got to start with heavy weight, man. And it don't even really got to be a gym where everybody's at, man. It could even just be a hole in the wall little gym. Or you don't even need no weights, man. Use your body, man. Our body is an ultimate weapon. It's a weapon. Our bodies are weapons. See what I'm saying? Our bodies is weapons, like our bodies is weapons though. So we could really use our bodies to lift and get in shape. You know, so we really don't even really need weights for real. You know, we could lift our 200-some pound bodies. You know what I mean? And that's the weight right there though. So, but you know, really get your weight on point, man. Really look good. And you know, stay steadfast, man. Like for real. Like it's you know, that's what we gotta do, man. We gotta stay steadfast, man. And you know, for me in my life, you know, at this particular point and what I experienced for like the last 10 months, that was at the bottom of the barrel for me. You know, that was at the bottom of the barrel. You know, leaving the crib, man, and you know, and going to the mission and, you know, try to transition up in there and then still try to come back home in a home pass and still try and be there for my children. And then stuff happens again, then I gotta roll out again, then I can't, you know, I'm not, you know, around my children anymore like that. I'm not even around my ex-wife like that anymore, man. It's all an adjustment, man. That really messes with us though. It was messing with me, man. Like it's something that messes with you though. Like it messes with you, man. It does. You know, so if any men out here saying that they cool, man, or if any family members like, yeah, you know, Scott is all right, man, Scott is cool, or Myron is all right, he's cool, like, nah, man, continue to check on him, man. Like, continue to check on him, man. Like, continue to check on people, man. Like, we can't, do not stop God from guiding you. Like, we got to continue to check up on people, man. Like, what's the point of saying, well, yeah, you know what I mean, we just going to come out here and pray for the young man who just got shot and killed for selling drugs. All right, you know, that's cool and all that, but where was y'all at? Where was we at, you know what I mean, to pray and talk to the young man before he got shot? Did we even take the time to go on the street corner, though? Did we even really take the time to pull over our cars and go talk to the young man? Did we really even take the time out of ourselves? You see what I'm saying? To get up out of ourselves, no matter what it is, whether if we CEOs, doctors, you know, reverends, bishops, whatever, you know, captains, all, whatever the case may be, whatever title that we have at work or out here in the community, though, did we ever even stop about just pulling over, talking to that young man that's on the corner selling drugs, man? Maybe if we would have probably talked to him, maybe we would have probably got out of ourselves, man. He probably wouldn't even got shot and murdered, man. He would have probably just already got saved right there, went to the crib, man, and just let it go. But we all want to come together when the deed is done. Like, we always want to come together when it's done. Like, what are we talking about, man? Like, where was we at before? What was the prayers at before, though? See what I'm saying? We want to talk about, you know the same. Like I said, I'm gonna get a little bit more deep into this though, but I'm just saying though, like how just how people is and just how people are when, you know, when a family member or somebody's in their time of need, man. Like, yo, we hurt, man. We feel it though. You know what I mean? It's so easy to say, well, yeah, we gonna pray for those who's going through a divorce. All right, you know, that's all well and good though, but where was the cast that was praying before the divorce to stop the divorce? Or to even play a role into reconciliation, even before the divorce even happened, even before the papers was even signed. Where was everybody then? You see what I'm saying? So then all of a sudden we want to say that we keeping everybody in prayer that's going through a divorce though, but where was everybody at ahead of time? You know what I mean? Did anybody go talk to the ones who's on the urge or on the verge of getting divorced though? Anybody go talk to the wife or to the husband? But then, you know, we bring it up after the fact, or during the fact. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like what are we talking about though? Like we talk about the person who, you know, let's pray for the person who committed suicide though in their family. But once again, did anybody go talk to that person beforehand? Did anybody even try to connect with the person beforehand? And even if it was once, how many more times after that? Maybe if we would have kept on doing that though, then maybe God would have got through. There's no telling that the person would have still did it though. But at least for that specific time, while you still talking to that person, it's still hope while they still alive, because you getting out of yourself, you pulling the car over, you busting a U-turn, you getting off the phone, you leaving happy hour, or you doing whatever you doing. You getting, you know what I mean, you leave, you stop and doing whatever you doing to go tend to that person, man, who you know, your family, your friends, somebody, your coworker that's going through a suicidal thought, man. But then we sit right here and we want to pray when the deed is done. Like when we're looking for the body floating down the river, though. See what I'm saying? And I know everybody ain't jumping in that river to get the body. So, but now all of a sudden we want to pray for the body though and hope that the body comes up. But the thing about it though is like we could have been praying for the body before the body was even a body. You know what I mean? So that was an unresponsive body. So what are we talking about? Like, come on, let's put it in perspective. Let's keep it authentic. You know what I mean? Let's keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I mean? So not only that, you know, I'm keeping it 100 though, but like I said before, man, I'm completely unhinged. I'm unhinged. This is the truth. This is the truth, man. These are the things that we need to be talking about in our communities, man, and preferably our churches. And I say in our churches because a lot of people's trying to go to church, man. A lot of men. You see why a lot of men's not in church though? Because we feel as though we're not being appreciated, we're not being respected though. But I'm gonna get into all that though. But you know, but still, just those basic things, man. Like when people's going through it, man, like don't sit right there and wait on it, man. Don't sit right there and just assume that they cool. You know how many times I said I was good and I was cool? And deep down I had nothing but burnings on my back, man. I was really hurting and crying, man, and hungry. Even if I probably still didn't want anything though. But if I know that you coming from a good spirit, from righteousness, and I can see that though, most likely God's going to deal with me while I'm sitting in the car. Most likely he's going to deal with me while I'm in the closet. He's going to say, yo, that person was really trying to help you out. That person was really trying to really trying to look after you though. But if you praying to me and if you saying that, you know, I'm your savior and that you're my son, then understand that love. Understand what I'm telling you. So get your mind right, repent, and go reach out to that person and let that person help you. You see what I'm saying though? So we just always wait, man. Like we just always wait until the crap hits the fan, man. Ain't no point in doing all that though. See what I'm saying? You know how many people could have possibly even been still alive if somebody would have just cared? If somebody would have just got out their car, man, just got up off their high horse and just go talk to the young man or to the young lady. You know how many marriages would have probably still been here? Think about it though. Let's just say on the average though, man, you finna get married though. You got 60 people at the marriage though, and everybody's there. They seeing you get married and they say that, speak now for now. I talked about this though, and they said speak now forever hold your peace. So if you don't speak now, then you're holding your peace. So it's an unwritten rule that if you don't speak now and you hold your peace, then you basically for that covenant and you're going to support that covenant. And it's an unwritten rule that you're going to support that covenant and you're going to give that couple nothing but encouragement, nothing but godly wisdom, and nothing but love, and do everything that you possibly can to get that couple on point, especially when you saw them get married at the altar and share each other's vows though. So, but then you got to think about it though. 50, 80 people and you couldn't even get 5? You can't even get 5 to step in, or you can't even really get 5 to talk some sense into the husband or talk some sense into the wife. You couldn't even get 5 out of 80. But everybody sat right there and drank. Everybody ate. Everybody danced. Everybody chilled. Hey, both families probably already found somebody else from the other side of the family. So now they talk about getting married in the next 7 months or whatever the case may be. So, you know what I mean? But then, but like I said, we don't want to talk about none of that though. Like we want to do stuff after the fact though. Like, come on, man. Like, we got to get it together though. But like I said, those are other topics though. I don't want to be too unhinged right now with that though. But, like I said, man, just to end it up real quick, man, an hour and 13, like I said, it was definitely tough, definitely tough, man. And I definitely been through it. I've been through it mentally, been through it physically, man, been through it spiritually, man. Like God really put me through the ringer. But I'm at a checkpoint right now. Like I reached this checkpoint. I could put my flag down. I could save it like Mario Kart. I could save it like Zelda. I could save it on a memory card. You know what I mean? I could save my stats, my roster, my achievements. I could clock it right now. Right now, I could clock it right now. Right now with the checkered flag, though. But there's going to be some more checkpoints that I got to reach. There's going to be some more trials and tribulations that I'm going to have to go through to even still maintain and keep this place on point. And you know what? I still cannot allow that to, I still can't allow the enemy to take me out even with that, though. I still got to trust God, though, because for this house, man, I got to serve the Lord. You know, for me and my house, I got to serve the Lord, man. So that's imperative. You know, that's definitely imperative, man, because, you know, God gave it to me, man. Like he gave it to me. Like anything in life, man, if he give it to you, he could take it away. Especially if you ain't honoring him, man, and you ain't being humble. And you know, you're not doing what you need to be doing, though. So, you know, don't quit, man. Don't quit just because you got a blessing, man. Don't quit just because you got the Benz, man. Don't quit just because you got the car, the apartment, the money, the you know, the beautiful wife, man, the most handsome 6'4", 5", you know, black and tan husband and all that, man. Just because you got the perfect picket white fence and all that, man. Like, man, don't stop, man. Like, don't stop. Like, you know, like I said, this is just a checkpoint, man. This is just a start. I won't even say the beginning, though, but this is the start. You know, this is the start of something fresh, though. So, you know, once again, I appreciate you guys, man. You know, watch the rest of the video, man. Chilling, you know what I mean? Chilling, man. Watch the rest of the video. I'm at my pad, man. Just keeping it 100, though. So, you know how it is, man. Big Leo energy up in this piece, man. Big Leo energy up in this piece, man. Wiz is completely unhinged. Looking good and smelling good. Straight beast out of the cage, man. Beast out of the cage. Don't sit right here and tell me my God don't move. Don't sit right here and tell me my God don't move mountains. Don't sit right here and tell me my God don't do what God do. Beast out of the cage, man. Get at me.